If you've ever been inside the Augusta Nationals during the Masters tournament, it's hard to explain what it's actually like because the moment you walk through the gate, something feels different. There are no phones, no giant advertisements, no chaos like most major sporting events. Instead, you're standing on some of the most perfect grounds in the world, surrounded by the history of golf. And what surprises most people is this: the food is extremely cheap, the merchandise shop is legendary, and the experience feels like stepping into another universe. So in this video, I'm going to explain what it's really like inside the Augusta National during the Masters. If attending the Masters in Augusta, Georgia is on your bucket list, this video will walk you through what you can expect once you step through the gates of the Augusta National Golf Club. We'll talk about the famous Masters food menu, the legendary pimento cheese sandwich, which is one of my favorite, the surprisingly low prices inside the Augusta National, the iconic Masters merchandise experience that everyone has to go through the merchandise shop, and what makes this tournament feel so different from any other sporting event in the world. Because if you've never been before, the Masters truly is a completely different world. Now, if we haven't met before, my name is Joe Seaman, born and raised right here in Augusta, Georgia, and I've lived my entire life here. I've spent my career helping people buy and sell real estate across Augusta, North Augusta, and Aiken. And every April, our entire region becomes the center of the golf world when the Masters tournament at the Augusta National comes to town. And one of the questions I hear all the time from people visiting, what's it actually like inside the Augusta National? So today I'm going to give you a local perspective on what to expect. One of the first things that surprises people when they attend the Masters tournament at the Augusta National is the phone policy. You cannot bring your cell phone onto the course during tournament days. Let me say that again, no phones allowed. And in today's world, that almost feels impossible, but that rule is one of the things that makes the Masters experience so unique. Instead of thousands of people staring down at their screens, people are actually watching the golf tournament. They're walking the course, they're talking with their friends, they're taking in the beautiful, and when I say beautiful, the beautiful scenery, and honestly, it creates a completely different atmosphere compared to most modern sporting events. If you've watched the Masters on TV, you already know the Augusta National Golf Club is stunning, but television honestly just doesn't do it justice. When you walk onto the property, you immediately notice how incredibly maintained everything is. The grass is perfection, the fairways feel like carpet, the famous azaleas and dogwoods are all in bloom, every flower bed is perfectly placed, every blade of grass seems perfectly trimmed, and that's the part of the magic of the Augusta National during the Masters tournament. It's not just a golf course, it's an experience that feels almost surreal. Now here's something that really shocks people, and that's the food prices inside the Augusta National because they're unbelievably reasonable, especially compared to other sporting events. At most major stadiums today, a hot dog and drink is easily $20 or more, but at the Masters, prices are intentionally kept low, and that's part of the tradition because of the tournament. Some famous examples include the pimento cheese sandwich, which is one of my favorites, and you're going to pay about $1.50 for that. And yes, you heard me right, $1.50 for a pimento cheese sandwich, an egg salad sandwich, a barbecue sandwich is about $3, and the Georgia peach ice cream sandwich is around $3 as well. Even beer prices are extremely reasonable compared to most sporting venues. It's one of the few places in major sports where fans still feel like they're getting a really great value. Now, like I've said before, if you're attending the Masters tournament, there's one thing you absolutely have to try, and that's the famous pimento cheese sandwich. This sandwich has become almost iconic as the tournament itself. It's simple, it's just white bread, creamy pimento cheese spread, and that's it. Even if you don't like pimento cheese, buy one and try it just so you can say you have, but somehow when you eat it while still sitting on the grounds at the Augusta National, it just tastes different. For many fans, eating a pimento cheese sandwich at the Masters is almost a rite of passage. Now, let's talk about something that many Masters visitors get very excited about, including the locals, is the Masters merchandise shop or the pro shop. If you've ever been to the Masters before, this place is legendary. And here's the thing that makes it so unique. You can only buy official Masters merchandise during Masters week. You cannot order it online. You can't buy it later. You can't find it in stores. So if you want official Augusta National Masters gear, you have to be there in person. And because of that, the merchandise shop becomes one of the most popular shops inside the gates of the Augusta National. People line up very early in the morning. Some fans go straight to the shop the moment they enter the course, and you'll see people leaving with massive bags full of Masters gear. Gear like hats, sunglasses, polos, pullovers, 3/4 zips like this, beach towels, golf accessories, umbrellas, and of course, everything with the famous Augusta National logo. Here's another thing that surprises people when attending the Masters in Augusta is the chair tradition. Fans often bring folding chairs and place them around the course, but here's the amazing part. You can place your chair somewhere, leave it there, and come back later, and people actually respect that spot. Your chair will still be sitting in the same spot you left it in, because at most sporting events, if you leave your seat for 5 minutes, it's gone. But at the Masters, there's a level of respect among the fans that keeps that tradition alive. Another thing that makes the Masters tournament at the Augusta National so special is the atmosphere. There's no loud music speakers blasting everywhere. There's no giant video board dominating the experience. Instead, you're gonna hear things like applause echoing through the trees, the sound of a perfect iron shot, the roar of a crowd from another hole when someone sinks in a big putt, and those sounds travel across the course. And sometimes you'll hear a massive cheer in the distance and realize something big just happened. It creates an atmosphere that feels completely different from almost any other sporting event in the world. Part of what makes the Masters tournament so special is how carefully the Augusta National protects its traditions. The club limits attendance. They control the environment. They maintain incredibly high standards for everything on the property. And because of that, attending the Masters feels more like stepping into a private world of golf history rather than just attending a sporting event. Now, I need to address something that people ask me every single time they see one of my videos, and they ask me every year. Because when people find out I live in Augusta, Georgia, they often assume locals have access to Masters tickets, but we don't, unfortunately. The official way to get tickets is through the Masters tournament at the Augusta National, is through their Masters lottery. Everyone who applies gets entered into that lottery system, and everyone has the same chances of being selected. So I always like to make that clear. I am not a source for Masters tickets, but if you ever get the opportunity to attend, it's an experience you'll never forget. Attending the Masters tournament at the Augusta National is something many golf fans dream about their entire lives. And once you walk through those gates, you'll understand the traditions, the atmosphere, the beauty of the course, and the way the Augusta National preserves the history of the game. It's truly a completely different world than anything you'll ever see. And if you're someone who comes to Augusta, Georgia for the Masters and starts thinking, you know what, I could actually see myself living here, and let me tell you, that actually happens more often than you think. My team and I help people relocate to Augusta, North Augusta, and Aiken all the time. So if you ever have questions about real estate in the Augusta area, feel free to reach out. And if you want more local insight about Augusta and Masters Week, subscribe to our channel, hit the like button, and drop a comment if attending the Masters tournament at the Augusta National is on your bucket list, or if we're gonna see you here this year.